Okay guys, we're going to do an intro to linear standard form. Linear standard form is ax plus by equals c. We've used slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, and we've used point-slope form. So this is just another fixed form for us to use to help us. Some important definitions when we're using these is x-intercept, and the x-intercept is the point where the line touches the x-axis. Now, notice the x value here and the x value here. Notice they're the same. Okay, so x-intercept is where it touches the x-axis. The y value will be 0. All right, the y-intercept, hopefully you already know what this one is by now. It is the point where the line touches the y-axis. And again, notice the y and the y. The y value, sorry, I said that wrong. The x value will be 0. Okay. All right, so there are two parts to finding your intercepts. Standard form makes finding them very easy. So to find them, we're going to use this equation, 2x plus 3y is 18. And I'm going to show you how, and then I'm going to show you the easy way. All right, so using our equation, 2x plus 3y is 18. If we know that we're looking for the x-intercept and that the y value is 0, if we take our formula here, 2x plus 3, and put in our 0, because we know the y value is 0, equals 18, then this y term actually cancels out because anything times 0 is just 0. So you get the equation 2x equals 18. And then you're going to solve that in just a few minutes. All right, for the y-intercepts, same thing. We take our equation 2x and put in our 0 for x, because we know our x term is 0, plus 3y equals 18. That leaves us with 3y equals 18. And again, we're going to solve that just here at the bottom. So the easy way when you're setting them up is just to ignore that term. It's not there. Anything times 0 goes away. So we end up with 2x equals 18. Well, how do you solve that? You divide by 2, because that's just a simple multiplication, one-step problem. So we get x equals 9. All right, so this one we're going to divide by 3. And so we get y equals 6. And because these are points and we know both our x value and our y value, we can write them as an ordered pair. So our x is 9, our y would be 0 for the x-intercept. Our x would be 0, and our y value would be 6 for the y-intercept. And this next page, this explains your ordered pairs, just listing them as an ordered pair. X-intercept, the y is always 0. It's fixed, and whatever you get for your x-intercept goes there. For the y-intercept, the x value is always 0. And then we'll talk about Desmos a little bit later, and you can graph them. Okay, so let's look at number 1. There are two parts. You have to remember you're doing your x-intercept and then you're finding your y-intercept. So the x-intercept, we would not use the y term. So it would be 3x equals 54. We just ignore the negative 9y. For the y-intercept, we're going to ignore the 3x. Notice that's not a plus there. So we have to keep that negative with our 9. So we have 9y equals 54. And then when you solve these, we get x equals 18. And our y-intercept is going to be negative 6. And we're going to write them as an ordered pair. It would be 18, 0 and 0, 6. All right, I want you to try this one. And I'm going to go ahead and skip. You can come back to that one. We're going to skip to number 3 because our numbers are not pretty. And that's okay. I mean, fractions are numbers. All right, so we need to find our x-intercepts. Intercept, and our y-intercept. And kind of sorry I ran off the paper just a little bit there. But yeah. All right, so we have 5x equals 11 and negative 7y equals 11. Divide by 5. So x equals 2.2. And so that's a pretty decimal. So that's okay. You can write 2.2 comma 0, or you could leave it the 11 over 5. On this one, when we divide by negative 7, we get this weird decimal, negative 1.57, and it keeps going. Okay, so usually there's not going to be a repeating decimal answer or a continuing decimal. So what they want you to do is leave it as the fraction. So it would be negative 11 over 7. And to get that back, all you have to do is press Math, enter, enter. To get back your fraction. And then you would write it as 0, negative 11 over 7. Okay, so you try here. And the ones of you that are actually listening to me, go down to the bottom of your paper without telling your classmates and draw me a smiley face. Just don't tell anybody, and that'll be worth extra credit because you're actually listening to my video. All right, and the last little bit is our Desmos link. Okay, so standard form with Desmos, guys, we can do points on our Desmos. You can either enter them in as a table or as an ordered pair. Doesn't matter. So if we know the x-intercept is 18, we have the ordered pair 18, 0. And the y-intercept being negative 6, we have the point 0, negative 6. So we're looking at putting them in. So all you have to do is go to the link in Desmos, star version, make sure you're on the Texas star version, and then just type in your ordered pairs with a comma. And if you hold this part right here, you can make it connect the lines. And so what are some things we can see with our Desmos here? Well, hopefully you've thought of a few things, and maybe if you've thought of some more things than I did, you can let me know. So we can see, well, first off, if I can get my screen to go down, we can see that this line is going up right there. And so if it's going up, it is positive slope. So Desmos can show us the type of slope. It can also let us count our slope, especially if we have the intercepts. So from negative 6 to 0 would be 6 units. From 0 to 18 would be 18 units. So our slope would be 6 over 18, which equals 1/3. And then now we could write our slope-intercept form because we have our slope, we have our slope and we have our y-intercept as negative 6. So we can compare slope to y equals mx plus b equations. All right, once you finish the video, come get your worksheet from me so you can do some more practice. And as always, thanks for watching. Oh, one more thing. At the bottom of this paper, if you draw me a stick figure and show me the type of slope drawing that we use, that'll get you extra credit as well. So, all right, guys, thanks.